You don't fall sick. Young people, why are you falling sick? No, you don't need to fall sick. 90% of the illnesses young people suffer are by their own self-infliction. You have inflicted it on yourself because of your lifestyle. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sick. I know some people who haven't been sick, and they are 56, they have never been admitted hospital. But yet, older people are also my clients. I can show them how not to fall sick. There was a 96-year-old who was running 6 kilometers every day. And when he was asked, when were you last in hospital? He said, well, let me see. 50 years ago, I had a hernia repair. It is not ordained that we must fall sick. Because we can prevent falling sick by our behavior. Okay? So, the most common bother for young people is sexually transmitted diseases. Sexually transmitted what? Diseases. By last count, there were over 560 sexually transmitted diseases in the world, and the number is growing. It is growing because of our behavior, because we are transmitting these diseases, and they are metamorphosing into new ones. There is a disease called cytomegalic virus. The person who has it does not suffer it, but the child they produce develops convulsion. You understand? So there are many diseases. One of them is gonorrhea. Gonorrhea is also called enziku. Gonorrhea is called what? And enziku results is obtained when you have sex. People say when you have unprotected sex. But remember, at your age, you are in school, you are not married, and school is not for sex. You are distracting yourself. If you go to school and instead of studying, you have sex. The Muganda says, if you go to school and you are looking for sex as well as education, most likely you miss. And the sex promises, but it doesn't deliver. By the time you leave school, you are like an empty bottle. But more than that, you can imagine going to the shop and buying sugar. And then as you pass, before you take on by the end, you have an empty bag. And many people are like empty bags. Sexually transmitted infection. Let me tell you what it does to a boy. A boy who don't have opportunities for projection or writing on the board. So I'll not show you the tubes of the boy, the vast difference that brings spermatozoa from the testis into the urethra to be deposited in the girl or the woman during sex. When you have gonorrhea, the gonorrhea travels back in those tubes and affects the testis. The testis swells. can have urethritis when you are passing urine. The urine you are passing is passing through you like a hot metal passing through you. It is burning. But after that, in the complication, you can have this infection go back to your testes. And your testes will then swell. Look at me when I'm talking to you. There are many words that you only see and not hear. Okay? So you must look at it. And when you have this infection tracing itself back to the testes, you have what they call epididymocarditis. What? Those of you who have not gone to medical school yet, if you have sex and you have epididymocarditis now, you will not have a chance to even treat epididymocarditis. You will not become a doctor. You understand? But epididymocarditis, at its worst, replaces your testes with pus. Amasira. You had once a testis and you end up with a bag of pus. And when you come to us, we do a good thing. We make a hole in your scrotum and let out the pus. And when the pus is removed, what you are left is a bag. You have no longer got a testis. And if you have one gone, how many are you left with? One. And that too can go. I have many young men getting married who cannot have children, and they are very miserable. Remember, they had a good time briefly and brief a long time misery. Gonorrhea or gout. When it is acute, you have what they call acute vulvovaginitis. What is it called? Don't blame me for the difficult word. I went to school, I learned them. Acute vulvovaginitis. And that makes the person feel as if she's squatting oxygen. You can imagine a girl squatting over a sigil. What she feels is what acute vulvovaginitis feels like. Okay? But the complication is that the gonorrhea will go, trace itself back the path Ruth was telling us, through your uterus, through the fallopian tubes. And when it attacks the fallopian tubes, you don't feel pain at that time, but it of what? Of colocota. It strips the lining of your fallopian tubes out and leaves the inside of your fallopian tubes looking like this red shaft. And it is like a wound, a long wound along the fallopian tube. And when that long wound heals, it heals with a scar. The two sides meet and block the tubes. I am a priest. I marry many people. And a bigger percentage of the people I marry are not going to have children. Why? Because when they were young, they couldn't wait to have sex. They cashed out their capacity to have children. Now the tube is blocked. Waliwo akayimba kentera okuyimbira abavubuka. Oba onoowa sempeta sooka weerowooze, sooka weenyiwe egensi owa sempeta. that means you don't want sex anymore. When
here up their side. And
then you find a boy, now you are more careful. And you find a boy who treats you like a queen. And you can't have children. So you come to some Luboga. They come to me and say, come. Say, Uchanda Baba Sajja, Ndabye Mono, Nino Kumuzalira Yomwana. And I said, but you're too sad. Look, he said, do whatever you can, I will pay. But God gave it free. And now you want to pay? And if you pay, we have now started calling our children precious. Because we got these 6 sons and 1 daughter free of charge. But if you want a child by IVF, in vitro fertilization, first attempt is 23 million in Bukoto. And it is not guaranteed to succeed. And if it fails, next attempt is 19 million. And they only try up to 4 more times. So by the time you have done 5 times, the first one and 4, how many millions have you paid and failed to get a child? But anyway, some people get pregnant, although their tubes are blocked. And that pregnancy then is stuck in the fallopian tube instead of getting to the uterus. And that is called an ectopic pregnancy. What? Don't blame me for the big words. I learned them. I paid but I went to school and I learned them. Ectopic what? Pregnancy. And ectopic pregnancy, because the tube is so small, by the time it has been a week old, it has burst the fallopian tube. And when the fallopian tube bursts, you bleed in between your intestines. And it is an emergency. If one of you got pregnant, she may just stand up and it bursts. And within 2 minutes, she will be collapsed. Her blood pressure will be unmeasurable within a few minutes because she's bleeding like a tap into between the intestines. Right? So when you are brought to us, to me, the surgeon, I know exactly what to do. Open the abdomen quickly, go for the fallopian tube, and cut it and remove it. Yeah? Why? To save your life. And when I do, people think I'm a magic worker. You know, he saved our child. But guess what? The tube was removed. We are interested in doing research, and we have collated the people who have lost 1 tube and found that they have a higher than normal chance of getting another ectopic pregnancy. And where does the second ectopic pregnancy go? Into the remaining tube. And the story repeats itself. And what do we do as good doctors? Remove it. And then you have a beautiful uterus without tubes. And then, because you have no tubes, you cannot get another ectopic pregnancy. And therefore life improves. You start putting on weight. And because you haven't still got a mirror, you still look at yourself and then because your troubles have been reduced, you put on a cabina, they call it Luboga, and you walk like this. And guess what? You get a wonderful young man who is born again. You get married, and you come to Dr. Luboga, you must have a baby. But you cashed in your chances long ago. There are some people, Ruth mentioned them, who don't think twice before getting sex. Because if they get pregnant, they can afford. Hey, how many of you know what doctors assisting abortion do? You know you go to a doctor and he helps you to abort. What does he do to you? In fact, he puts you to sleep. We doctors are very lucky. None of you, our patients, can supervise us. You understand? God gave us the power, we use it, and you can't help. So, a good doctor will put this girl to sleep, so the girl does not experience what he does. You understand? And does not supervise. Cannot sit down. So, he puts Hagar's dilators. Hagar's dilators, there are 20. Hagar. Say Hagar. Hagar's dilators. The first one goes in easily because it is very tiny. And we remove it. And we turn it to next stage and put in. And we put in until we have been able to dilate the cervix to this size. Put in a bigger and bigger dilator. To dilate what? The cervix. The cervix. The cervix doesn't want to be dilated, so it is difficult to dilate. But we are determined guys, right? And then when we have finished, we put in a spoon. A spoon. The spoon is called Volkmann's spoon. What? Volkmann's spoon. Volkmann's spoon has sharp edges. It is like a cup mounted on a handle. It has sharp edges. And because the cervix is dilated, we slip it in. And then the uterus is like this. So it has an anterior wall and a posterior wall. You understand? And so, we are not looking. The spoon is there, we know exactly where it is, but we are not using our eyes. So we turn the spoon towards the front of the uterus, because we don't know where the baby is implanted. We don't know. We know it is somewhere there, but we don't know where. Yeah? Can you imagine? And we are doctors, but we don't know where. So we, as last does, you pay before we start. And so we put in this spoon and direct it to the wall. When we hit the wall, we know we have hit the wall. And then we start scraping the wall. It is a cruel operation. We are not messing about. We must get this thing out. You understand? The other thing about it, it is blind. We are not seeing. You understand? So we do it to the best of our impression that we have done enough. That we have kukolokota everywhere. You understand? And when we have kolokota everywhere, we are satisfied. We then clean you up and send you home. Two things have happened. One, you have lost not just a baby, but you have lost a lot of blood. You understand? When I go, I hear people in the parliament legislating that abortion should be legal. I say, how many of them are men? And there are 400 in our parliament. I say, can they get pregnant, please? Can they have an abortion done on them? If an abortion is done on these parliamentarians, they will understand whether they should legislate for abortion or not. But supposing you are one of those lucky people, you went there, they aborted you, and it went. I was in Mulago, and that's where I did my medicine. And I saw this one girl who had 10 abortions in 1 year. And by the end of the year, she was just a shadow of herself. People who are bought pay a high price. You understand? And you young girl from a poor family, are you ready to pay the ultimate price and have an abortion? Sometimes things go wrong. We scrape too much and remove all the lining of the muscle. And when we leave the two sides of the uterus here against each other, so that inside the uterus there is no longer a space. It is called Asherman's syndrome. What? Yes, I learned this big word. Asherman's syndrome. It means that uterus is beautiful but good for nothing. Because it will never open up to have another baby. You understand? So I recommend two things. One, that you take a piece of paper and draw two parallel lines. Piece of paper, draw two parallel lines. And at the beginning of these two parallel lines, you draw a vertical line, and above the line you say now. Piece of paper, draw two parallel lines. I hope some people know what parallel lines are. Do you? You know parallel lines. Lines that are close to each other, same distance from the beginning to the end. The distance between them is the same. In the Bible, they say there is a verse that says, one he can't. Whenever you listen to anybody important who has a PhD, is a professor of anatomy, who knows what he's talking about, you had better write it. Why? Because memory is a faculty that forgets. You must forget what I'm saying now. Don't write it. Have you drawn that? Good. I said that. You put that. Two parallel lines, they start at the same time, they end at the same place. And at the beginning, you write the word now. That scheme is called critical path analysis. You're analyzing your life, the life you must live, the critical path you must take. And at the end, you said then, between you write the number of years you want to consider. How old are you? 18. So in 10 years' time, you'll be 28. And you want to say, then, what do I want to be in 10 years' time? Some people are generous to themselves. They want to say, I want to live an easy life, pushing wheelbarrow, selling water in a market. I want to have an easy life, being on a speak road, selling my body. If that's what you want to be, that's what you should write on the right. You understand? On the line above, write post plus plus plus. And write everything that if you do them, it will help you to push you to your desired end. You understand? Me, when I was in your age, I wanted to be a doctor. Oh, you should know. One day call me and I tell you what I did to ensure that I don't fail to be a doctor. And down here, put the negative things that if you do them, it will prevent you from being that. And I'm saying, at this moment, you should be looking to assure yourself of a career, to be healthy, to have a family, to make a difference in this country and in the world, and not to be wasted. If you die now, it is called genetic waste. We have lost you. Or to say, you came, you didn't benefit anyone, and you went. There's a man, this is my last story. There's a man who was 17 years old. Say 17 years old. 17 years old. And he died. And he left a will. And the will was asking a favor from his judge, not even his dad. Judge, I have died. Please look after my baby. You understand? And how did he get the baby? By having a good time. You understand? And what did he die of? HIV. So if you have had a good time, and you have a baby and ST and HIV, and you are dying at 17, and you had a good time, how much more good time have you had than John and Ruth said you need? Last month was one. Christine and I celebrated 50 years in marriage. 50 years. You mean, if you subtract the 10 years when you couldn't even have sex, you mean you have a good time? And in 7 years you have more good time than me? Really? So you can preserve yourself. If you are selfish, you wish yourself well, you will not destroy yourself at this age. Alcohol and drug abuse. I was reading in the paper this morning. I was being driven. I was so unhappy that the paper dropped out of my hand. It said teachers are the main culprits in selling alcohol and drugs to their students. I am a worried man. I sometimes feel I don't have permission to die. I want to die, but what am I doing dying and leaving a world falling to? How can a teacher, you know what? Teachers should remember that the students they are teaching will one day fly a plane when they are sitting in the plane. That those students they are teaching will one day be the one asking them questions. When did this disease start? When did you start feeling the pain? They will be their doctor. Do you understand? We can't be our own doctors. I taught medical students for 38 years, and I did it with a commitment. Why? They are the ones treating me now. So if you are giving your students, the teachers of your grandchildren, drugs now, who is the loser? You understand? Alcohol and drug abuse. We could have a whole morning on alcohol and drug abuse. It is destroying young people. People are saying schools are the epicenter. Why are we paying fees? In order that you could go to school and have drugs and alcohol. Because I don't have time, let me tell you one story about alcohol. And it is true about drugs as well. Girase soke ya waraji omuntu yanywa omwenge. So if you take 1 glass of alcohol, you drink it, it is you who have drunk the alcohol. Glass eyokubiri omwenge gwe kunywa omwenge. The alcohol you took is the one taking in the same glass. Now the alcohol has brought you. You know not there. You have handed over your powers over to me. You're not making decisions anymore. One day I had my father's brother-in-law visit. My father was making brewing to send us to school. But his brother-in-law visited. So he said his brother, no, you have a little bit. And the brother-in-law was going home on a bicycle. So he said, you know, it is about rain and I must get home. He protested until my father prepared to see. But this one, he put back the glass, he gave up. And my father came and filled the glass again. His brother-in-law did not protest this time. And he drank it. The third thought I was watching, it is the brother-in-law who reached for the bottle and filled the glass himself. That brother-in-law did not go home that night. You understand? So, alcohol and drug abuse. Tunnels are, don't try. No one in the world is strong enough against alcohol and drug abuse. And if you take some and you are satisfied, next time you will need more to be satisfied. And the more you take, the more it pushes you to take more. Some people think that alcohol will give them strength to try where they don't dare. There was a man who went to Colorado airstrip during independence celebrations, and he passed through security and went before President Museveni and saluted. The Constitution is clear. That man should have been shot dead. You understand? Therefore, this man was taking a was facing mortal danger. But because he was drunk, he didn't realize what he was doing. He may think he was now brave. No. Alcohol works by suppression, by making you less able to make good judgment. You know, I went to school And if you give me an opportunity, I can show you the map of the brain. I can put map of function on your brain. You understand? And judgment is in the frontal lobe of your brain. Alcohol disconnects you from your frontal lobe. And that's why you make such stupid mistakes. It is not making you braver, it is making you stupider. Alcohol promises what it does not deliver. There is a man who went to Tanzania and found a beautiful girl and took the girl home. He thought he was now brave enough to reach this girl and took her. When he got home, the girl went to the bathroom to prepare for whatever they were about to do. The guy fell asleep. In the morning, because the girl needed to leave early so that other people don't see her, she just woke him up to say goodbye. So the alcohol promised, but the alcohol did not deliver. You people, alcohol is going to steal from you much more. Everything. It will not benefit you at all. The only person who is benefited by alcohol is the one who sells. Okay? Lastly, young people in school are suffering from depression. Depression, and many of them are contemplating suicide. And the one thing that is causing all this depression is a Luboga word called okweyegereza. Okweyegereza. It means trying to take on more than you can handle. Somebody was saying, biting off more than you can chew. You can imagine wanting to bite so much that you open your jaw like this. And when you bite up and down, you cannot make the teeth meet again. You still like, ah. And that's what young people are doing. You are taking on many, many things that you can't manage. When I'm talking to young marrieds who are sleeping around, I said, you are destined to be carried. If you think you can manage 3 wives, surely. Because people say men are polygamous by nature. They are wrong. I haven't seen a man with 3 penises. To be polygamous by nature, you should be able to have sex with 3 women. Then I would know you are polygamous by nature. You understand? People are borrowing, even students in university, in secondary school, everybody is in debt. And people are switching off phone, they are hiding. There's a woman in Masaka who borrowed money and ran away from Masaka and is now in the Makerere Chifu, hiding from people he borrowed the money from. All these things, taking on more than you can chew, is feeding Butabika with people. And Butabika now, soon we will need 10 Butabikas. You understand? Go to school, focus on education. That you can manage. When you finish, think about marriage. When you get married, focus on your one wife. Then you will be happy. You live long. You'll be like the Senyanis and the Lubogas and the Malays. You will be happy. Banange, me, I'm happy. And I am well. Banange, I have a house. Hey. Hey. I have a house. Telikubanja. I live well. I pray every morning and every evening. We read the Bible, and I praise God for His goodness. Yesterday, as I was leaving the plane, I stumbled and fell. I fell with a thud. I fell hard. I hit my head against concrete. But I didn't break. Yeah. And so I was able to get up there and thank God. Because God was there to uphold me. As Apostle Mitala said, when you steal money, God will have no peace until that money is finished. So what does He do? You have stolen money, you fall as you are leaving the plane, and you break to bits. And you go to hospital, and they charge you big money. And until you have paid all the money, you will not get cured. You understand? Lastly, this is the last one. This is the last one. You know, when we came here, we climbed the stairs. And some friends found their friend with a plaster all over. He was so miserable with himself. Said, oh, I missed a step. And he said, you missed one step and you broke like a biscuit? What is wrong with you? You know, a long staircase, you miss the first step, you break into bits. Don't miss the first step. Be careful now, and you'll climb to the top. May God bless you.
Wow, and wow, and wow. Let's